Okay, hello, good afternoon, everyone. And let me start with wishing you all a very happy Raksha Bandhan. And I hope you guys would enjoy today's day. And that's the reason that we have decided that I'll be taking only one lecture today. And Kalyani ma'am will be taking one lecture today. Yeah, so today you'll be having Kalyani ma'am also with us. And you don't have to face the torture of listening to my lectures all the time. So, we shall start with protocol design for clinical research. Thank you everyone for wishing me back on Happy Raksha Bandhan. Yeah, so today I want to start with this particular new topic. But before that, let's revise that what all we have done by far. Okay. So we have seen what is clinical trial. We have seen phases of clinical trial. We have learned about what are the different types of clinical trials are there, and what are different types of designs you can have in a clinical trial. Okay. And then we also learned in detail about IEC committee, what is the composition and their roles and responsibility, right? So what do you mean by IEC? उनका रोल क्या रहता है, उनका रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या रहता है, उसमें कितने सारे लोग रहते हैं, what is the criteria of being a committee member, that all we have learned by far. And most importantly, we have also learned about the history of clinical trial, that what all incidences happened in the history and what all things happened with time course, like from younger years to older years. And then how did we went ahead and how did we go ahead and made some guidelines for this thing. Okay. And through that, we also learned about the Nuremberg Code, 10 principles. We also learned about Belmont Report. We also learned about national guidelines, which are particularly for India. And then we also learned about what is ICMR and how ICMR is helping in developing of the guidelines, and how ICA GCP everybody is following. Okay. And you must have learned, if you did you guys attend the lecture which was there on the Saturday? It was just 1 hour lecture. Did you guys get a chance to go ahead and attend it? Yes. And in that also, if you remember, ma'am said that they are following ICH guidelines to do the HPLC validation and method development, right? So very important, you guys have analytical method validation and analytical method development in this semester of yours. And that is the reason I wanted to ask you guys, go ahead and at least learn. See, at least you could listen to many terminologies, could hear many terminologies which you guys are going to learn in that particular chapter, right? So that was my main goal for you guys to understand. And as sir said, in the next coming Saturday also, means this week Saturday also, they are going to arrange a lecture on regulatory things, the current regulatory practices in pharma industry. So I would love you guys to go ahead. I would be sending the notification and all the details. I would want you guys to go ahead and register for that seminar as well, because it is going to be mere for 1 or 2 hours. Okay. So there is no harm in learning some, gaining some extra knowledge. Okay. So I'll be sending the information to you guys. So moving on to our today's lecture, and which is mainly about protocol design. Okay. What exactly would be what exactly the protocol should contain? That is what we are going to learn. So this is the content of the whole presentation. That is what is mentioned over here. But we are not going to learn about what is the research, what is clinical research, what are the phases of clinical trial. Yes. So what is clinical research protocol? So a complete written description of and scientific rationale for a research activity involving human subjects. So that is the definition, an appropriate definition for clinical research protocol. So a complete written description of and scientific rationale for a research activity involving human subjects. Okay. Then why do we need protocol? Means what is the use of a protocol or protocol writing? First is to clarify the research question. Second is to complete the existing knowledge, compile the existing knowledge. Then to formulate a hypothesis and objective. Okay. Then to decide about the study design. Then to clarify the ethical consideration and to apply for funding, to have a guideline and tool for research team. So that is the reason you should have your protocol in place. Okay. Most of the terminologies such as ethical consideration, what do you mean by study design, what do you mean by funding, etc., has to be written into the protocol. Okay. So we learned about the investigator brochure, right? But investigators brochure only talked about what all medication स्पेसिफिकेशंस आर देयर, लाइक उसका प्री क्लिनिकल का क्या डेटा है, देन वो अप्रूव हुआ तो उसका क्या रिजल्ट्स था. ठीक है. आफ्टर दैट what is your investigational drug actually, what are its effect, what are its side effects, etc. So that is about investigator's brochure. But this particular document will be talking about each and everything, like it is like your research paper, starting with your aim, then abstract, then detailed study design, then ethical consideration, then after that whoever has funded your study, so that in detail information of that company or that sponsor, and what all guidelines will be following during the course of clinical research. So that is what is going to be written into the study protocol. So study protocol is generally, what does it mean? It is a roadmap for investigative team, right? It is a roadmap, like मुझे ये study में exactly करना क्या है. So that is like a blueprint of your plan of action. ठीक है. So this is about conducting of a study. ठीक है. और जब भी हमने क्लिनिकल डेटा मैनेजमेंट के लेक्चर्स वो 2 दिन तुम लोगों ने अटेंड किए थे, दैट टाइम आल्सो दे हैड अ रोड मैप फॉर डेटा एंट्री ऑफ अ क्लिनिकल ट्रायल. ठीक है. दैट वाज द रोल ऑफ अ डेटा मैनेजर, data management plan, right? DMP. So same way, see, everything is related. In a clinical research now has become very huge, and it has boomed because of COVID-19 a lot. It was always in boom because we need vaccines, we need medications, we need approval of those medications, and that's the reason all this minute thing, that is, this means designing a protocol is not a minute, but it's a very important part of the study. ठीक है. So वो कैसे होता है, उसका फ्लो क्या रहना चाहिए, वो तुम्हें जानना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. You must know what exactly it should contain. ठीक है. So it is a roadmap for investigative team. It is required for scientific and ethical and IRB review. IRB क्या है? Institutional Review Board. Basis for preparing the study report. So this study protocol will give you a basic idea of how should you prepare your report, and it should have the transparency. Who all people will be using the study protocol? So these all people will be looking into the study protocol. First is healthcare professional, consumers of information. They will be referring to the study protocol, or they are involved into the making of study protocol. Then institutional review board, research ethics review. So they will be reading your study protocol in detail in order to understand what exactly you have written, whether it passes the ethical consideration or not. Then funders, then participants, then clinical trialists, systemic reviewers, information for meta-analysis. So systemic reviewers basically would involve your biostatisticians, right? All your research technicians who will be working on the samples that you have withdrawn from the subjects, etc. Then journals, in that it will be having editors and readers, okay, and policymakers. So I must tell you over here, once a study has been completed, right? So I have done everything that is required for a clinical research to be done. And now I'm at last stage of my clinical trial. Last stage in the sense I have done with withdrawing the samples. All my samples are ready. My samples are gone into the lab also, and I have got all the appropriate results, and I have all the data with me, right? And I am ready to conclude my study. Okay? Then you would go ahead and conclude your study. ठीक है. उसके बाद क्या होता है, for each clinical research that has been conducted, you have to write a research paper article of each clinical research that has been conducted, and that is where the medical writers come into picture, right? So it is the prime most important job of a medical writer to study each and every detail with the help of biostatistician or clinical investigators, and sit there and write a proper research article which you will be publishing into the journals. Okay, because it is same, see this is a research, so research के बाद क्या होता है, हमेशा कोई publication या फिर किसी तो इसमें publish हो जाता है. So in the same way, the clinical research, in the same way, the medical writers will be going ahead and writing, summarizing the whole clinical trial. Okay? And for them, it is hence very important to make interim reports. Means हर एक महीने का report बनाना उनके लिए बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी होता है. अगर एक clinical trial 5 साल 10 साल चल रहा है, तो he will not sit at the 10th year and start writing the report for the 10 years, whatever he has done. So वो भी study protocol में mention करना पड़ता है कि कितने कितने महीने में तुम interim report देना compulsory है. ठीक है. Musrat, you have any questions since you raised your hand? You can unmute yourself and tell me. Musrat, you are there? Okay. Okay, no problem. Then after that, what we have is, so these are all the people who will be handling the study protocol, and it's very essential for them to know the minute details of the study protocol. Okay? Then parts of the protocol. So first you have introduction, then you have abstract, then you have objectives including study scheme, then you have background, then you have rationale, then you should be writing about eligibility criteria. What is your study design or what is your method, including drug and device info if you're doing it on the drug or if you're doing it, if it's a medical device clinical trial. Then criteria for evaluation, study treatments and clinical assessment. So these are all the parts of protocol. So what do you mean? And then you have all this also in continuation. So you should be having clinical laboratory measurements. Okay? So let me tell you again, revise you over here, so that we have a clinical trial, okay, in which we make subject get enrolled, means we help them get enrolled for the clinical trial. Okay. So if I am doing a clinical trial of drug X, okay, on, and I'll be checking the effect of that drug on that particular human subject, okay, healthy subject, for example. So when I have an investigational drug and I'll be checking the effect या फिर bioavailability या फिर bioequivalence of that drug into the blood sample, then it becomes very essential for me to withdraw the blood samples according to the half time of the drug, right? Half life of the drug means how much time it is requiring to get into bloodstream. The 50% of the drug should get into the bloodstream. That is what will be the half life of the drug, right? तो उसके लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा, एक तो मुझे यूरिन सैंपल लेने पड़ेंगे लोगों के, और दूसरा मुझे ब्लड सैंपल लेना पड़ेगा. Because only after withdrawing the blood samples, I would be knowing that how much percent of the drug is being released at what point of time. ठीक है. So अगर तुम in vitro analysis तुम्हारे drug का करते हो, then you can very well know the half life of the drug. ठीक है, by doing bioavailability and bioequivalence in vitroli. So same measurements you will be applying to the subjects. For example, at 15 minutes, at half an hour, 50% of my drug is getting released. So you have to make sure from the time the subject has taken the medication, वो time से लेके 30 minutes तक you will be having sampling points assigned. In the sense, I have taken the tablet at 8 o'clock. If the subject has taken the tablet at 8 a.m. in the morning, I will be withdrawing the blood at 8:10 a.m., 8:20 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. and so on. ठीक है. एंड यू ऑल्सो वांट टू स्टडी द ADME प्रोफाइल में तुम्हें देखना है एब्जॉर्प्शन, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, मेटाबॉलिज्म एंड एक्सक्रीशन. So you will be putting the sampling points till the time there is no drug in your bloodstream. ठीक है. तो जैसे 30 मिनट्स में अगर ये 50% अब्जॉर्ब हो रहा है तो नेक्स्ट 30% में वो 100% हो जाएगा. फिर उसके बाद उसका एलिमिनेशन शुरू हो जाएगा. Right? So I'll be withdrawing the blood samples for next 2 to 3 hours. And that completely, this data, how will I decide what time point I'm going to remove the blood sample will completely depend on the drugs profile. कि कौन से टाइम पे ड्रग कितना एब्जॉर्ब हो रहा है, कितना डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो रहा है, कितना मेटाबोलाइज हो रहा है और कितना एक्सक्रीट हो रहा है. And hence you should have a detailed information of the investigational drug. ठीक है. So I hope you guys have understood this particular point. Have I made it clear to you people, or you want me to go through it again? Just let me know in the chat. Okay, only Miss Musrat is writing well. It's clear, it's clear. I hope everybody is, I'm taking her as on everyone's behalf. Okay. So moving on, clinical laboratory. So clinical lab measurements. ये point पे से मैंने तुम्हें इतना सारा history, geography बताया. So clinical lab measurements is something that is related to your blood samples, because blood samples यहाँ से withdraw होके दूसरे facility में जाते हैं. Phlebotomists do the job of withdrawing the blood samples, but actually blood sample analysis या फिर urine sample analysis goes to a proper lab where there is HPLC instrument, there is GC instrument, through which they will be passing the blood sample, and then we'll be checking how much of the drug is been absorbed या फिर how much of the drug is been metabolized. ठीक है. So that all data will come under the clinical laboratory measurements. Then you have evaluations by visit. ठीक है. So sometimes what happens is you keep on withdrawing the blood samples for 2 to 3 days. ठीक है. जैसे I gave the medication today at 8 a.m. in the morning, but I have to withdraw the samples till the third day from the time I have administered the drug. So in that case, what happens is we leave the patient after 1 or 2 days of the trial, after they have the medicine at 8 a.m. today. Day after tomorrow they will be going home. Okay? But they will be again visiting your facility in order to give that blood sample. So they will be again visiting your facility in order to give the last blood sample, या फिर whatever time points are remaining. So you can take the blood samples up to 96 hours, 120 hours, 140 hours तक की भी मैंने देखे हैं. So in that case also evaluation by visit. So in that case also subjects will be visiting you, you will be doing the evaluation, you will be withdrawing the blood samples, keeping the data of the same. Okay. Then adverse experience reporting and documentation, very important. This document is the most important because this is the document which will also help you in concluding your study. Okay. Conclusion of your study completely depends on how many adverse events have happened in your clinical trial या फिर BA/BE trial. Then discontinuation and replacement of the subject, if any, that also you have to mention. Then protocol violation means what all are the guidelines should be there in order to keep this data. Okay, that will be all mentioned in your protocol. Then protocol violations agar hue, okay, how you should tackle that. What is the procedure after that? That is what will be mentioned over here. Then statistical selection, including analysis and monitoring. Okay, statistical section, it will include like how you actually evaluated the percent of drug that has been absorbed, or whatever measurement you want to do, and then how did you monitor that particular statistical event. Okay, In the sense, I have received 150 blood samples. How did I go ahead and evaluated the percent drug absorbed in that in those blood samples, and what is the profile, like how, at what time it started increasing and what time it started declining? All that has to be mentioned into the statistical section. Then, so protocol for that has to be mentioned into the statistical section. What procedure you will be doing. Then administrative, ethical, regulatory consideration, reference and appendices, and publication. So all this all these are the part of a protocol. Okay. So let's start with introduction. So we have 8 minutes with that. At least we can finish one or two. So study subject or hypothesis should be clearly identified and briefly described in the introduction. Okay. Study subject. So क्या subject है हमारे study का? What is the hypothesis? For example, I want to check the effect of drug X on as an antihypertensive drug against the control that is available in the market in on healthy subjects या फिर on hypertensive subjects. ठीक है. So अगर मुझे healthy subjects पे करना है या फिर मुझे already deceased कोई people है उसके ऊपर करना है, that completely depend on what kind of an investigational product you have. ठीक है. After that, so this introduction should briefly describe what is your hypothesis of your clinical research, okay, या फिर BAB research. Then abstract. Everybody knows what do you mean by abstract now, because we have done that in detail. So abstract is a summary of the information in a document. So abstract must be accurate, concise and specific, and non-evaluative. Okay, which means accurate means which is correctly reflects the purpose and the content of the manuscript. Concise and specific is to make the sentence informative and as possible as brief. And non-evaluative means to report the information objectively. That is what should be written into the abstract. एब्स्ट्रैक्ट से मुझे याद आया, मैंने एक फ्लायर तुम लोगों को पास ऑन किया था, which was about the abstract writing competition. So I would want to encourage all of you to go ahead and do that, because they will be doing what? It's a competition. So they will be sending you a research paper on which you have to write the abstract and send it back to them. Okay. Since you guys know how to write an abstract, how to study, it would be a good opportunity for you guys to again go ahead and brush up your knowledge about abstract writing, which will help you for designing your study. Okay. So even if we are not going to do the wet lab analysis, you guys will be having a research protocol to be developed, research rationale to be developed, and how will you go ahead and do your studies. So that whole part we are going to take. Okay. So even if we are not going to do any wet lab practice, at least till now, but we are going to ask you to select a topic and go ahead and write your hypothesis, write your rationale, do your introduction part and etc. and submit it to us. So make sure, and that means at least it might take little longer for you guys to at least understand and do all these things, but we are going to give you enough of time. But don't think that, don't stop thinking about your research project. You have to think about your research project. Okay. So that is there about the abstract. If at all you guys are interested, please participate in that abstract writing competition. Okay. Then next thing it should have is objective of the study. So objective should be clearly mentioned as hypothesis to be tested. Then it should have a corresponding discussion in the statistical section. And then objectives are of two types, primary objective and secondary objective. So primary objective is to check the effect of drug X, whether it is able to reduce the hypertension or not. And then secondarily, how it is helping the cardiovascular health would be my secondary objective. Then background. All protocol require a section detailing the scientific rationale for a protocol and the justification in medical and scientific literature for the hypothesis being proposed. So justification क्या दोगे कि hypertension is 50% of the people are having hypertension, starting from age group this to that, starting from age group 30 to 60-year-old. So it is very essential for us to bring a drug into the market which is having less side effects, more effective, which is more effective, and also which is helping in improving the lifestyle of a person by reducing the amount of doses you have to take. Some drug could be that effective that it has to be taken only once a day. Yeah, you have to take twice, once in 2 days or something like that. So how is your drug is different than that of other drugs that are in the market? Whether it is cheaper, whether it is more safe, whether it is having some secondary objective also, in the sense whether whether it is helping in other manner also. All that has to be mentioned in your background. So that would be like your justification for the rationale that you have put in front of the people. Okay. What is study rationale? What is eligibility criteria? That we will discuss later because there are less than 3 minutes remaining. So, is there any question from your side to me? You guys can ask. And if you guys have any doubts about uh, how our schedule will be, whatever assignment I have put on your Google Classroom, that also you can ask me right now. We can open the session for discussion. I hope I have made myself clear with protocol content. So basically, whatever we are talking right now is all a part of protocol content. Okay. And how the protocol content, what when I say background, what does it mean? What it should have? That is what is we are talking about. Okay. Anything else? It's my genuine request to all chemistry people, go ahead and check the content that I have posted on your topic of genomics. Go ahead and take the virtual lab practice as well. Okay, very important. Yes, I would want you guys to write the assignment in your notebook. I don't want you guys to type it because I know that you guys will copy paste. So you guys are going to write all that questions and take and send the PDF copies of that. I don't want photos. I want PDF copies of that. Okay. So Soumya, you have any questions since you raised your hand? You're there, Soumya? So you have to write this thing. Ma'am, what is the basic difference in clinical trials and BA/BE trials? So clinical trials, ये मैंने तुम लोगों को बोला था. Clinical trials are basically see what is going on right now for developing a vaccination on healthy subjects is a clinical trial. BA/BE trial is comparison of a drug which is already available in the market with your drug. So you are just BA/BE trial, you are just doing for the sake that I have developed a drug. I am, for example, a company called Glenmark. I have developed a drug same as, for example, paracetamol, or paracetamol by Cipla is already available in the market. But I have developed my paracetamol. So I have to do a BA/BE trial and make sure that जो सिप्ला का results है वैसा ही matching मेरा results आ रहा है, right? So that is what is BA/BE studies. It's just nothing but just a comparison. It doesn't have any research involved in it. Okay, you understood, Supriya? Just write me fatak say yes or no, because meeting is going to end. Okay. Okay, then guys, we'll end the meeting over here.